Hi Leo, here's a general look at your solar chart for November 2011. Now Mars has been in your sign for quite a while now, and it will be there until the 11th of November. So Mars in your sun sign has made you not backwards and coming forwards with your opinions, or just being more outgoing in your behavior, more decisive, wanting to get with a program to improve your health, well-being, your look, your image, maybe, or getting interested in diet, or more inclined to be physically active, mentally active, and also probably there's a lot more hustle and bustle going on around you, and people making decisions around you as well, and kind of more demanding, interesting in environment in some sort of a way. Now this month the focus is likely to be around property exchange, domestic setup, home base, or a base of operations, family members, maybe neighborhood, community, at home, over the wires, and this is quite an emotional area, so buttons could be pressed, nostalgia could flood you through, could affect your mood. Moods can be up and down, but it's not going to dominate. Actually, there's quite a lot of light, friendly energy going on this month. But there could be a moment when you get introverted, that you dip into your past, you're feeling the past, or you're seeing parallels with something that's going on in the present with your past. Could be considering, though, where you belong, where on the map you belong, who you belong with, or maybe the future. You're thinking about the future, but also you're thinking about the past, legacies, inheritances, and as I say, you might be a little bit more touchy, and that's up until the 23rd, when that gaze of yours is going to be very inwards, and you pondering things quite deeply at times. Venus and Mercury, though, are in a very playful area. That signals that there's going to be more access to leisure or entertainment or fun, doing things that and being asked to do things that make you feel empowered, or maybe admiring glances exchanging between you and somebody, or you feeling the center of attention, more laughs and friendly sharing along the way, you feeling more valued, or I mean, that's not bad, that's good. And so for some of you there's going to be more access, as I say, to activities which are lighter, which allow you to shine, so that might not be entertainment, it might be work. Some of you, really do enjoy the work thing and the creative thing. So again, with Venus and Mercury here, you can really switch that on, pull the corks out of your fingers and go for it. It's also quite competitive as well. It could be about promoting something, spreading the word on something, beating the drum on something, and that could go quite well, particularly up until Mercury goes retrograde on the 24th. So up until then, great time for exploring all of that, creativity, artistic, romantic, because it's very much about romance as well, where Venus and Mercury are, and putting out the word on something in a way that gets noticed, that others appreciate, and perhaps taking a bit of a gamble over something, but not really quite knowing where it's all going. But don't worry if it doesn't seem to be going anywhere, because later on, if you just live in the moment with that, really, later on, then it will. Physical effort, yes, could be going into sorting out a space, or getting it's about stuff, so it's about the comfort zone, getting practical things done inside, outside. It's also about nourishment and resources and lines of supply, and basically it'll be basic, survival sorts of stuff, money, could be a feature here. Property, possessions, buying, selling, renting. That's all when Mars moves on the 11th. And then Mars is going to be in that sector of your chart for months and months and months, because Mars is going to have an extended transit this year. It won't leave there until July 2012. So this is you looking at assets and looking how you can upgrade assets, or make the most of assets, or capitalize on what maybe you've overlooked before, because basically we're coming into a time when short-circuiting the major lines of supply, or money itself, is probably going to look like a better and better idea as we go forwards through 2012 and into 2013. So this long transit of Mars is going to be very good for you, because Mars is the driver. It's pushy, it's adrenaline, it's feisty, it wants to make decisions and then go in a determined way to chase things and hunt things down and get sorted, and it's very physical. So careful you don't overexpend your energies with Mars here.
Can be a little bit not knowing when to stop. It's quite impulsive. But this area that Mars is going to be in, that it's going to activate and turn your volume up on, is about all that basic survival stuff in life. So making the most of what you have, and maybe getting your hands on, acquiring what you don't have at the moment, this very long transit, so you can make better use. Now, another thing about where Mars is going to be, it's in your house of talents. And for these many, many months, you should be making the most of your major asset, which is yourself. And what it can be yourself, what you look like outside. It can be yourself, who you are inside. Ideally, it's a mixture of the two, because everybody has a talent, at least one, and so you should be really doing whatever you can to get the training to turn this, talent that you have, something that makes you feel good when you do it, into a lucrative skill, or into doing something which provides you with resources, which is nothing about money at all. It can be like that. So basically, inwardly, you're weighing things up. What's the most value to me? How should I prioritize here? Looking around you and seeing, the writing on the wall and which way the wind is blowing. I mean, just be aware that Mars here is really going to help you to do that. And also physical health. Any of you having health problems, which some of you may, because Pluto is in this long transit of your house of health. Again, Mars here you won't want to wait for others to make up their minds for you. You should be initiating, as long as you're doing it sensibly. Mars here can help you to initiate a regime or a diet of some kind that you stick to. Mars is pretty good at starting, actually. It's not very good at ending, sticking to something to the end. But anyway, you can do it because your sign is fine. Just looking at the water, the air, the electromagnetic smog around you, the food, the substances, and being very aware of these things, and what you need to do to rectify any problems there, with exercise and so on. Now, the new moon and partials on November the 25th holds the promise of fresh starts, centered around romantic partners, children, creative projects, taking a bit of risk over something over the subsequent month, and that will be followed up and backed up very powerfully by the total solar eclipse that's going to be happening on December the 10th. More on that later. Now, every month I go over the slower moving planets, Jupiter through Pluto. You can actually go to my website and read this stuff. But just to recap, Jupiter swinging open new doors and showing you new paths for your direction in life, your overall direction in life. You could be spoilt for choice.
Jupiter is about abundance. Offers and opportunities are going to be there for you. It's going to be there until June 2012, so odds will be stacked in your favour, cards will be stacked in your favour. That's something going to be coming along that's going to give you a chance to make things better, related to advancement in the world, success, recognition of some kind, but pursuing a different avenue, a different career choice even it might be, or doing things a little bit differently within, what you've created already. Definitely, the generosity and abundance of Jupiter you should be tapping into, and as the transit unfolds, as I say, there will be potential, and it's up to you to see that potential, of course, but potential for you to tap into there. Autumn 2012, until autumn 2012, Saturn is in this communication sector, education sector. You having to work harder dealing with schedules, deadlines related to communications, media, education, the spoken word, the written word, but also being very self-disciplined and persevering, not only about that, but about anything to do with your creative self-expression, Leo. And you as I said earlier about you capitalizing on the potential of yourself, you as an asset, then Saturn, still quite a long time to go in this area here. You could be, in training or on courses, or just doing your own training as you go forwards, maybe getting your head around some quite prickly, knotty, difficult subject, and going forwards with it to become successful with it. You want to get busy, in the communication sector. You often feel as though, okay, I've got a lot to do here. I can't mess around gossiping and on the phone all day, So just do whatever you're going to do in a step-by-step manner. That is the way Saturn likes to work. It likes to take its time. So just do it in this kind of gradual, incremental manner. Develop through writing, speaking, creative self-expression, education, your intuition as well, and everything you do under this transit of Saturn will stand you in good stead in the future. Uranus is going through a very expansive area of your solar chart, again to do with training, courses, academia, also putting the word out there in a bigger way across the board, in a bigger way for a bigger audience, if that's what you're doing. Also you being very much, the student, learning loads, on a huge learning curve here. Certain realizations could be a revelation to you, being very inspired by the implications of this or that or the other, connecting more with travel and faraway places, languages, maybe those at a distance, maybe. And anything that's alien, very much, that kind of guidance that comes, which is almost, bizarrely off-world. This also is an aspect here of this Uranian energy, but definitely getting into something that may have been on the back burner of your life for a very long time, and suddenly going off in that direction. At the moment, those of you born between the 23rd and the 25th of August, or up to 2 degrees of Leo rising, will be feeling this influence most strongly this month. So now then, Neptune has reversed into Aquarius, your opposite sign, and that renews uncertainty or muddled feelings in relationships. Who do I belong with? Or they might be uncertain or confusing, or their behavior confuses you, or whatever. So now you just got to try and be detached and crystal clear about things. Actually, what I was saying about Uranus, it's up to 2 degrees of Leo rising, which is going to be the 23rd to 25th of July, not August. So, Pluto, as I mentioned earlier, is in your area of health. It's also to do with your work as well. Could be flagging up imbalances in your system. Pluto roots out problems and pushes them up to the surface. So this could be to do with accumulated toxins, to do with foods, but it can be stresses and emotional traumas from the past. It can be all manner of things. But Pluto will definitely hang it up on the line and make it all too obvious that it's there. And that gives you the chance to do something about it. And Pluto's very good at getting to the roots of things. So it will help you, the Pluto vibration, to get to the root of what this problem's about, or get to the root of finding how to cure it, how to mend it, how to make it, how to make your life better. And you'll have to have a very steady, strong intention of your will, because Pluto likes that, to get into this regeneration mode, this recharging of the batteries and renewing you into brilliant good health. But you might have to dig and delve, and go into lots of Googling things, or you can source material from other areas in order to give you the information that you need to be able to go forwards and feel a lot better. Pluto is also in this area of your work, and again it can flag up things that are out of whack and actually toxic and polluting about your work. Something that you could do something about once you realize it's there. For instance, doing what I'm doing here puts me in a lot of electromagnetic frequency. So maybe you want to go and get yourself a universal earthing mat or something like that. So Pluto will definitely root things out and will help you there. And you Leos born July the 27th to July the 30th, or with 4 to 7 degrees of Leo rising, can feel this vibration most strongly this month, and that's it for November. If you know your rising sign and also your moon sign, then you might like to listen to that too. It'll add to or subtract from what I said here, and I will see you the next time.